Uh, so Mark, I heard that you are going to be leaving Tokyo pretty soon.
I am. I'm getting out of the city.
Oh man. So, when you go back to America, are you going to live in a big city like Atlanta or
Uh,
Birmingham?
yeah, I'm from Birmingham, which is a kind of medium-sized city, but there's a lot of access to the countryside because Birmingham's a medium-sized city, but Alabama is very rural. So lots of mountains, lots of countryside, and I'm actually looking forward to getting into that setting again.
Oh man, I don't know, dude. I grew up on a farm, and I lived way out in the country growing up, and I can't stand the country now. I mean,
Really?
yeah, I've lived in big cities, San Francisco, London, Bangkok, Tokyo.
But don't you miss like the fresh air and the views? Don't you get tired of just concrete jungle and buildings and
That's true. I mean, when you're in the country, you have fresh air and you do have, the beauty and this and that, but it's just boring. It's the same five people, you
it
know?
is true. But actually, I find it's harder to meet people in a big city because there's so many people. So nobody really cares to stop and talk to you because there's a million other people around. But if you're in a town, a small town or out in the country, the few people you do meet, you form a good relationship with.
Yeah, that's somewhat true, but there's no energy, the country's slow. You can't just go to any restaurant at any time. You can't, go see a museum or go see a ball game or go to a nightclub. And it's just a lot of sitting around.
Well, that's true. And if I do, every time I go back to the country, I always miss those things like a museum and concerts, things like that. But I'm just able to relax so much more when I'm out in a rural setting.
Well, I hope you have a good time.
Thanks.
So, Mark, you're going back to America.
Yes.
Man, where are you going to live when you go back?
Well, temporarily I'll stay at my parents' house in Birmingham, Alabama.
Okay. And where are you going to live after that?
Well, I'm not sure. I might move down to South Florida. Florida is kind of my second home, and um, yeah, I'd like to actually one day get a house down there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're actually going to buy a house?
Well, I'd like to someday. I mean, I'd prefer to own my own home instead of always renting an apartment somewhere.
Yeah, but see, I think it's better to rent. Because, when you rent a house, you don't have to worry about losing your job or if you have to relocate. You don't have to worry about if there's a natural disaster. And in Florida, you seem to love those hurricanes down
Yeah,
there,
that's definitely true.
you know?
Yeah, but there's something about owning your own house that, this is my house, but if I'm renting, it's like someone else, you know, I mean, someone else does own your house, and there's that feeling of like you depend on them, for your lodging. But if it's your house, you own it, then there's a sense of independency in that.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. But on the other hand, I just love my free time. And when you rent, you just got more free time. When you own a house, you have to do maintenance. You have to do all the paperwork for taxes and, city government stuff like that. When you rent, it's just really easy.
Yeah. Well, the maintenance stuff though can be fun. It depends on how you look at it. Like, if it's your house, you actually might be motivated to make it look better because you take pride in, where you live and that it's your house. Um, and I mean, what do you do in your free time anyway? Like, what do you
Mm.
do in your free time? So,
What do I do in my free time?
yeah.
Well, I don't fix pipes and work on plumbing and garden, that's for sure.
Well,
So,
but why not? I mean, like,
yeah, good point. It's true.
Hey Brett, how are you?
Pretty good, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Hey, do you want to play a game?
Sure, what sort of game?
Let's play 20 questions.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, who am I thinking about?
Male? Is it a male?
Yes, it's a male.
Is he an actor?
Yes, he's an actor.
Does he have short hair?
Yes, he has short hair.
Right. Is he famous?
Yes, he's famous.
Does he have blue eyes?
Yes.
He does have blue eyes.
No, he has. No.
He doesn't have blue eyes.
No, he doesn't have blue eyes.
Does he have brown eyes?
Yes.
Is he short?
No.
Um, is he in the Ocean's 12?
Yes.
He is.
Yes.
Okay. Is he married currently?
No.
He isn't married.
No.
Okay. Is he tall?
Yes.
Okay. Is he George Clooney?
Yes.
Woohoo! Great. Okay, my turn now. Who am I thinking about?
Is he a male?
Yes.
Is he an actor?
No.
Is he a singer?
No.
Is he a politician?
Yes.
Does he have white hair?
Yes.
Is he American?
No.
Is he British?
No.
Is he Australian?
Yes.
Is he is he your prime minister?
He is.
Is he John Howard?
Yes, he is. Well done.
Hi, you're Senim, am I right?
That's right. And you're Sean?
Yeah, I'm from Canada, and I heard that you're from Australia.
Yep, that's right.
Oh, that's great, because I'm thinking about going to Australia on exchange, but I'm not sure where to go or what universities to go to, or even which city that I should be looking at.
Well, what time of the year will you be going to Australia?
I'm thinking about going between, let's see, November and February.
Well, that's a great season. It's very hot then.
Yeah, I expected it would be summer down there.
It is.
So which cities would you recommend for, well, a good atmosphere or a good university?
I would recommend in Melbourne for sure, only because I'm from Melbourne and the weather is actually pretty nice in Melbourne. It's not that hot during the day and it's not that cold at night times. Um, One of the main universities in Melbourne is Monash University, and it's well known for its business courses. It's a little bit expensive, but if you can also receive scholarships from Monash.
Well, Monash, I'm actually interested in something to do with architecture. So, I mean, I look at the Sydney Opera House, and I'm wondering if there's anything that would teach me architecture, is kind of like how they designed the Opera House.
I see. RMIT is well known for architecture courses, so I would suggest RMIT for sure in Melbourne.
RMIT.
Yes.
Great, I'll look it up when I get there.
All right.
Um, you said that Monash University was expensive, but how about RIT, or was it
RMIT?
RMIT?
Yes.
Ah, how much is that per year? Or
It's not as expensive as Monash. Um, RMIT is located in the city, so it's easy to get by through trams and trains and buses. And it's not that expensive for transportation. And housing is pretty cheap, especially if you do homestay. You'll find that it'll be really cheap. Um, Good luck.
great, does RMIT have a website that I can look at?
It does. Just go to www.rmit.com.au.
All right, I'll get there.
Hi, Sanam. How are you?
Good, thank you, Brett. How are you?
Very good. So let's talk about family today.
Alrighty then.
So, how large is your family?
Well, I'm actually the only child, but I
Hmm.
have a very large extended family.
Hmm. What ethnicity
I'm
is it?
actually,
Are
my
you?
family's Turkish.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were all like, my family immigrated from Turkey about 20 years ago.
Hmm.
So we all came down to Turkey, and I was born in Australia
Hmm.
actually. And I have a lot of family in Turkey as well as Australia now.
Do you still practice Turkish customs,
Of course,
even though you're living in Australia?
definitely. We always have Turkish meals, do Turkish, celebrate Turkish days. And
Like what kind of Turkish days?
for example, we have Children's Day,
Hmm.
and we celebrate that, where the children actually go to the elder members of their families, and they go visit them, and they actually receive some money. So it's
Really?
quite interesting, yeah.
What other holidays do you celebrate?
Also, we celebrate. It's called Lolly Day.
Lolly Day.
Yeah. um, and we just, the whole aim of it is once again to go to the elderly and to see them and to tell them that we care about them still and that we are still thinking of them, even though we don't see them probably every other day.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's about it. How about you, Brett? How many people are in your family?
I I have one younger brother and just my mom and dad,
I see.
and
How about your extended family?
extended family. I have a lot of extended family
Uh-huh.
on both sides. It's too many to count, really. So,
So do you get together like on the weekends or anything like that?
uh, yeah, sometimes. My uncle has a very nice place that has a pool, and all my cousins go out there every weekend, and we have a lot, usually a barbecue.
Oh, sounds so cool.
Yeah.
I pretty much do the same. We always try and organize some barbecues and things like that down by the beach or at the parks, and we get together a whole bunch of people, about maybe 20 to 30 people, have
Hmm.
lots of meat, so it's
Lots of meat.
quite good. Yeah, the kids go running around everywhere.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean, how are
Hey.
classes going?
Well, it's exam time right now, and you know what? I really think I'm gonna fail this one class.
Why is that?
Well, it's not any of my fault. It's actually, I think that the teacher doesn't like me.
He doesn't like you? What do you mean?
Yeah, it's kind of strange. I mean, I go up and I ask him questions, and he disagrees with me, but he actually takes personal offense to what I say,
Personal offense?
which is funny, right?
Like, what do you mean?
Like, I'll give you an example. I went up because I didn't get a question on my homework right, and I asked him why I didn't get any marks for it. And the question in the book asked you for your own opinion. So I did write my own opinion. But when I went up to talk to him about the question, he said that what I had written wasn't in the book, so I got no points for it.
So, what's the point of asking for your own opinion?
See, that's the funny part. I don't know. What about you? How are your classes going?
My classes are going okay. Right now, I'm really just working on my thesis, and it's it's taken me a long time to gather all the materials and resources and go through all the readings, but it's going okay, I think.
How many pages do you have to write for your thesis?
I probably have to write about 20 pages or so, and I have to survey about 1,000 people, and it's taken me a long time to analyze all that data.
20 pages? That's not. Is that double spaced or single spaced?
That's double spaced,
So
so
that's not that much,
yeah,
really.
it's about 10,000 words or so.
Uh, well, I hope you do well, and good luck to your research.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
Hey Todd, when you look back on your high school experience, in general, do you see it as a positive or a negative experience?
Oh, definitely positive. It was one of the best times of my life.
Yeah?
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, it was being with your friends and, driving for the first time and having your first part-time job and playing sports and going to dances. It was great.
Now, did a lot of high schools in the States, I went to high school in the States, and a lot of high schools there are these cliques.
Yeah.
There's like a popular group of kids, and then there are other kids who don't really feel like they belong.
Right.
I know you, Todd, and you strike me as you were probably one of the popular kids. So, of course, you're going to think high school was great.
Well, no, actually, I wasn't one of the popular kids, but I was in the popular group. So I played sports, so I was one of the jocks.
Yeah, one of the jocks always. They get into the popular cliques easier. So, can you imagine, like, how somebody might feel that wasn't in one of those groups, that they might have hated high school?
Well, I don't know who hated high school, but I remember there were the motorheads. Those were the guys that were always working on their car. They had really nice cars that they fixed up. They probably didn't like high school too much. Then there were the drama freaks, and the drama freaks they dressed really different, and they were kind of into punk at that time. And they were very artistic and very creative, very smart, and because they were so different, I think a lot of kids made fun of them, so maybe they didn't like high school.
Now, were you one of the kids that made fun of them?
Definitely not. I mean, I was never that way. Actually, I was the kid that somehow was friends with everybody, because even though I was with the jocks, I wasn't a good jock. I was a terrible athlete, so I was maybe just surviving by being friends with them anyway. But yeah.
And you're a good baseball player, though, right?
Actually, I was, but I didn't play baseball because in high school because foolishly I wanted to make money. I wanted to get a part-time job and get a car, so I stopped. I played football and basketball though.
Okay. Now, most high schools, just about every high school, after 10 years, you have a high school reunion. Did you go to your 10-year high school reunion?
I did not go to my high school reunion. My friends went, and they said it was a pretty good time. Everyone had changed, but I didn't go. Have you been to yours?
I did. I went to mine last year.
Oh, really? Did everybody still look the same?
For the most part, what I found interesting is the popular cliques that I talked about before. They still existed. It was 10 years later, and it was like all the popular, they're not kids anymore, but all the popular people were hanging out together, and all the nerds were kind of standing around on the side and looking lonely and depressed.
Wow.
Yeah, it was kind of sad. So Todd, what would you say was best moment of your whole high school experience?
Oh, wow. My best moment was, I played football and they never gave me the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I always sat on the bench. And then one game I actually got to touch the ball and run with the ball.
Oh, wow.
And but unfortunately it was also my worst moment because as I was running with the football, you run forward and there was nobody in front of me and I tripped. And, it was pretty embarrassing.
Like the field was open, you could have
scored it. Yeah.
Wow.
I could have been the hero and all that and I tripped. Yeah. But most of my negative stuff or my bad memories were all to do with girls.
Yeah, me too.
See, there was one time I asked a girl out to a date, and she said that she would go out with me, and I was so happy. And I was walking away from her, and I was waving, and at the last minute, I saw her turn away and flinch. And I thought, why is she flinching? Why is she turning away? And that's right about the time I walked right into a pole. It just about knocked me out, and so she didn't even come over and see if I was okay. She kind of just left me there because she figured I was embarrassed.
Oh, were you embarrassed?
Of course.
Of course.
There was another girl the year before that I had asked out for my first date. And so we went out to the movies, and then after the date, you have to walk her to the front door.
Right.
And you walk to the front door, and the main thing is, can you get a kiss goodnight?
Right.
So I was just so nervous that she wouldn't kiss me. And so then we walked to the front door, and she kissed me, and I was so happy because I just felt like, wow, I got a kiss on my first date. And then I went to school the next Monday morning, and I'm walking through campus, and I feel really good because, I could say they got a kiss. And I walk up to my friends, and they just start laughing at me, and they're like, yeah, we talked with Laura. That was the girl's name. We talked with Laura, and she said you kiss like a fish.
Oh, man.
So,
that's rough.
yeah, it's pretty bad. My moment of glory was ruined. So, Jayon, you like to go to nightclubs.
Yes.
Okay. When you go to a nightclub, what do kids wear these days? Like, what makes you look cool in a nightclub, or how should you dress?
These days, being sexy is what kids prefer.
Uh-huh.
And by saying sexy, wearing a tank top and a top that shows a lot of your skin.
Okay. A lot of skin.
Uh-huh.
And so tank tops. So what about a guy? What would a guy wear for
A
a shirt?
guy would be wearing just casual hip hop pants
Uh-huh.
and maybe a polo shirt
A polo shirt?
or a top
Uh-huh. Like just a t-shirt?
t-shirt.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, now would a girl wear hip hop pants?
No. Girls wear also sexy clothes. Maybe short skirts
Uh-huh.
or comfortable jeans
Okay.
with high heels.
High heels.
Mhm.
Now, aren't high heels hard to dance in?
They are actually, but then it looks better with high heels on, so you look taller.
Okay. What do the guys wear? Obviously, they don't wear high heels, so.
No. Guys wear sneakers.
Uh-huh.
Pretty much.
Sneakers.
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you wear any type of jewelry or anything? Do you wear necklaces or?
I personally don't wear necklaces, but earrings, big hoops, silver ones. Those look really pretty at the clubs because it kind of shines.
Oh,
And makeup is really important too.
really?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Like for eyelashes, you want to have a really strong look for your eyes. And maybe lip gloss would look good on too.
Now, do the men wear makeup these days?
No, but then perfume would be a nice thing to put on for guys.
Okay. Now, you said you want to look sexy, right? But you're 19, right?
Yes.
So when you go to the nightclub, can you leave your house looking like that, or is that something you have to hide from your parents?
First of all, I don't go to nightclubs that often
Uh-huh.
because I'm not a party girl.
Uh-huh.
But then I like dancing, so I only went to club once when I was in Korea. And I actually told my parents the truth that I am going to party at a club. So it was alright for me to wear a sexy clothes and then leave home.
Oh, that's good. You have very supportive parents.
Hmm.
Okay, well, thanks.